Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another RostyMaths video, and welcome to this beautiful year 9 series on number. Now if you've been following me along, you'll know we've done a couple of videos, or 3 videos actually, before on surds. Make sure you watch those, particularly the first video on surds, because we're going to need it for this one. In this particular video we are expanding double brackets. Now where have we seen that before? Click on the pop-out banner, go and have a look at my video on expanding double brackets, because I'll be using the tactics from that to do this particular one. Now, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell so you do not miss another upload. But at the risk of me keeping you here any longer, let's cut all of this and go straight into that lesson on expanding double brackets with surds. Let's just jump straight into expanding my double brackets. And I am going to use FOIL. So F-O-I-L, FOIL, means you multiply the first, then the outer, then the inner, and then the last items in your brackets. I will draw these in so you can see. Let's multiply the first. Those are the first because this is the first one and the first one. So 1 times 2, and don't forget your timesing, okay? You're multiplying every time. 1 times 2, that gives me 2. Then I am now going to do the outer. So those ones are the extreme edges of the brackets, so outer. And then now I'm going to multiply 1 times root 2. So this becomes minus root 2. You can say minus 1 root 2 if you want, but that's redundant, okay? Now we're going to do the inner. Inner means multiply the inner in there. And then for that one, I'm going to multiply that times that. So root 2 times 2 is going to be plus 2 root 2. And then finally, I multiply the last. And so for the last, I multiply the last one by the last one. And therefore, root 2 times root 2 is just going to be 2. Now, that brings us to a slight glitch, because you might be asking, well, why is that 2? Well, this goes back to my last video on multiplying and dividing surds. If I've got root 2 times root 2 like that, you remember the rules from the last 2 videos. You can just put these 2 in one massive square root. So you can literally see the square root of 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. So long story short, if you ever have to multiply 2 square roots and it's got the same thing inside them, just write that thing back. And that's what happened here, because we had to multiply 2 square roots. They both had 2's in them. So we just rewrite the 2, okay? All right, good. Let's carry on with the question. So what have we got here then? Well, what we've got is this. 2 take away 2 becomes 0 because we can subtract them. So goodbye, goodbye. And then here, what have we got? We've got 2 root 2's. Take away 1 root 2, leave me with 1 root 2. So that's going to be just root 2. And that's the answer, and this is done. Okay, did that mess with the brain a little bit? I hope it wasn't too bad. Let's move on to the next question. Now, in the next question, now I'm going to use my FOIL again, but I wouldn't, scaffold it as much as I did here, because you know what's going on. Let's just get to the point, all right? So first times first, 3 times 3, that gives me 9. Then I will do the outer. 3 times root 7 is going to be minus 3 root 7. Now we do the inner. 3 times root 7 again, that's minus 3 root 7. And then we do the last. Root 7 times root 7 is just going to be a plus 7. Now, you notice I've been going through this and I haven't been telling you about my signs, okay? So when I multiply the 3 by that root 7, that's negative. 3 and this root 7, that's negative. But root 7 times root 7, they're both negative. So this will end up being positive, okay? So please keep an eye out for that. All right, cool. What can I add up? Well, the numbers that sit on their own, I can add them up. So 7 add 9, that's going to be 16. That's fine. And then now I've got 3 root 7's. Take away another 3 root 7's. And that will give me minus 6 root 7's there. And this is now finished. Please remember to go and check my last video on adding and subtracting surds, okay? Really important because that's where I know what to do here. All right, so you must check that out. Okay, cool. Let's finish this video up, otherwise it gets too long. Down here, surds again, but this one is one with a little bit of a twist because there are numbers in front of each surd. Let's go for it. So first, 7 times 7, 49. Outer, 7 times 2 root 2. Well, 7 times 2 is 14. So that is minus 14 root 2. Then we do the inner. 7 times 2 root 2. That becomes a plus 14 root 2. And then we do the last. 2 times 2, that becomes 4. So that becomes negative 4. And then when I do the root 2's by the root 2, that just becomes 2. So always take your time. Notice how I did this here. I took it apart. I did the numbers outside first, the 2 and the 2. That becomes 4. Then I did the square roots second. So it's really important you check that out. Okay, let's simplify this and finish off this question. So this gives me 49. Now, notice these two are the same. 14 root 2 and 14 root 2. One's a minus and the other one's a plus. If you haven't guessed it, see you later, because they will end up subtracting each other and then they will be gone. All right, so now I've got left is just the 4 times that 2, which is going to be minus 8. So 49 take away 8 is 41, and just like that, this is finished. Did you get that? Give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe below for more comments, for more content like this. Comments are always welcome. Please make sure that you tell me in the comments if you found something a little bit challenging, or if you found it easy, or if there's anything you want me to cover in this topic as well. Anyway, I will see you on the next one.